let's go, guys. We're going to tear down these carburetors and see what we got inside. These came off in 1986. Shadow 700. And I'm going to get them apart, clean them so they can be sold, and run through the ultrasonic cleaner. And maybe we'll get a little bit more money for them taken apart. So basically, all I think I need is screwdriver. And we can pull these all apart. So I'm going to get started and come on along. Go get a screwdriver. All right, float ball off the bottom. If you can't get these screws off, go ahead and grab a vice grip and just like grip it here. And then you can usually just torque it. And then once it's loose, you can get it off with a screwdriver. So these all came off pretty easily. So let's pull this up. And ooh, she's disgusting inside. Wow. Wow, what is this? This is not fuel. Oh my gosh, this is like sand. Really just makes me want to go to the beach, actually. Ooh, baby. That probably smells bad, and let's see. Doesn't smell that bad. It actually looks like sand. Well, hopefully we can save these guys. Oh, that is nasty. Of course, the gasket's not doing anything. So we'll pull out the gasket, and I guess we'll soak this before we put it through the ultrasonic cleaner, because that is not going to, it's going to dirty up the water. And these floats, oh, they do still move. All right. So I need a little screwdriver to push this through and pull it from this side. Might be able to grab it if I had a little needle nose pliers. All right, get that. And now let's go ahead and take the top off of this one. I already went around and busted these screws open a little bit. Maybe not that one. This one's loose. There will be a spring in here and a rubber diaphragm. This is the opposite carburetor than that one. Here we have a bracket on the side. What's that? There we go. And like I said, I think this was the 86 Shadow 700 that we tore apart. Okay. And now this guy. This might be an option for that vice grip. I thought that I broke all these free. Yeah, it's loose. It's turning. Okay. Yeah, like I said, be careful, because there's a spring under here if everything's good, and she will pop right off, and you don't want it to go flying and lose stuff. All right, spring is fine. The diaphragm actually looks decent. Good. And then usually you can just lift this guy out, usually, and there's our needle, and there's our diaphragm, and there's our slide. And if you need to get that needle out, you just go in there with a screwdriver and turn that like a quarter turn, and you can free up that. And then you're good. So there's that. And then there's our body. So this is the worst part we found so far, so gas was probably sitting here. Here are our jets. You're gonna wanna get those free. Be very careful, they're usually brass. You can do, what is that, an 8mm or 6mm, probably 8. And then this one you need a screwdriver, a flat screwdriver to get that out. So I'm gonna push this over, push this guy out, and then we can lift this up through. All right, here's my slow speed or idle jet. She came out pretty easily. And then that was just with the screwdriver. Be very careful. And then this one is a 6mm. And there is our main jet. And you can probably read on here what sizes they are once they're cleaned up. So we'll wait for that. But I started pushing this through, and I got to grab it with something on this side because it's very stuck. Very stuck in there. Here's our little rod. Got it out. And let's pull this. Yeah, super nice. And it did not come with the valve. Here's the valve and the spring. Now for the bottom of this one. Just as beautiful as the other. Here's our other slide. Looks good. Boot looks great. Needle looks good. When you take this out, I forgot to tell you there's a spring underneath that cap, so don't lose that. Because this needle is actually spring loaded a little bit in there. All right. Next thing, we need to separate the carburetor bodies by... Ooh, get all that crap just falling out of there. That is disgusting. I think I'll take a screwdriver and just kind of knock some of this out too. Wow. Yeah, this wasn't gonna run the way it was. There's a screw right there. There's one. And there's a screw right there. See? Right there. It's probably just two of them. There and there. I'm going to undo those two screws, and then we should be able to separate this. Keep in mind, there are probably springs in between here, too. There usually are little springs. So, if there's one right there, it's probably going to fall off. So be very careful. All right, two long screws between the carburetors are out. Now we have a fuel rail right here. This is where your fuel goes in, and then goes this way and goes that way. So there's going to be a little O-ring in there. Don't break this fuel rail if you can help it. Maybe kind of rotate this a little bit. Seeing what's going to fall apart here as I take this off. I think we're pretty well just being held on by the fuel rail. There is a mechanism. I'm gonna have to pull something, but let's try to wiggle this out with two hands. All right, so I was able to pivot this out of the way once the fuel rail was off. You can see these are little rubber O-rings right there. It's probably shot and needs replaced. There's the crap that was going through there. And then here's the other side. We have a little O-ring on the end of there too. Okay, now I'm gonna have to, wouldn't have to disconnect these. They can get cleaned just like this. Everything rubber is out. There's a little valve up there. We could probably clean these as they are. Leave everything else in. Oh, there's going to be right there. I was gonna say there's gonna be another spot to remove a screw. Oh, those are the choke. All right, those are the choke spots. And then your idle is under there, so we could knock that out. Nobody ever changed the idle on this. Right there, nobody ever changed the idle. All right, you see how dirty this is? Let's pull it apart. Or let's go dump it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Let's soak it first. Yeah, let's go soak all this stuff. I'm gonna pull the gaskets out of here. And then everything that needs to go get soaked, this can go somewhere that, I'll go soak this in some acid, get the rust off of it. The rest of the stuff can just get soaked in cleaner. And then we'll run it through the ultrasonic. These, I think I'll just leave go as they are. Don't need to clean up the springs, just the stuff that needs to. All right, so there you go. Everything's torn down. Let's see what it comes out looking like. All right, got her soaked for a little bit. These guys float, so that's good. They don't have any cracks or holes. And left these in the acid for a little bit, and now we'll just dump them in the ultrasonic cleaner with the rest of it.